In today's lesson, we're going to have a look at calculating percentages of amounts, including percentage increase and decrease. For today's lesson, we should not use a calculator. To help us do this, we need to know how to calculate 10%, 5% and 1% of an amount. This is going to build a toolkit of things that we can use to work out higher percentages. Whilst I'm sure you're all very fluent at this, I'm going to go through a couple of examples very quickly just to remind us of how to do each of them. So firstly, to calculate 10% of an amount, you simply divide that amount by 10. So my first example, 10% of 670, I need to do 670 divided by 10, which is 67. So 10% of 670 would be 67. To work out 5% of an amount, I first work out what 10% is and then I half it. So in my example, 5% of 320, I know that 10% is going to be 320 divided by 10, which is 32. Therefore 5% is going to be 32 divided by 2. That's 16. So 5% of 320 is 16. Lastly, to work out 1% of an amount, I simply divide by 100. So, because I'm working out 1% of 310, I do 310 divided by 100, and that gives me an answer of 3.1. So 1% of 310 is 3.1. Now I can use combinations of 10%, 5% and 1% to work out these harder percentages of amounts. In the first example, I'm asked to work out 19% of 400. I'm going to start off by saying 10% is going to be 400 divided by 10, that's 40. 5% is going to be half of 10%, that's 40 divided by 2, which is 20. And 1% is going to be the original amount, 400 divided by 100, which is 4. Now I've got my toolkit, I need to decide how many of each of these I need in order to get 19%. So I reckon I'm going to have one lot of 10%, that's 10%. I'm going to have one lot of 5%, that's another 5%. And I'm going to have 4 lots of 1%, that's another 4%, which in total gives me 19%. I know from what I've worked out in my toolkit that 10% is 40. I know that 5% is 20. And 4% is going to be 4 lots of 1%. That's 4 times 4, which is 16. So if I add all of these together, that's going to give me what 19% is. So 0, 0 and 6 gives me 6. 4, 2 and 1 gives me 7. Meaning that 19% of 400 is 76. I can do the same thing in my second example. So 10% of 200 would be 200 divided by 10, which is 20. 5% is going to be half of that, which is 10. And 1% is going to be 200 divided by 100, which is 2. In order to get 37% this time, I want 3 lots of 10%, that's going to be 30%. I want 1 lot of 5%, which is another 5%. And then I want 2 lots of 1%, which is another 2%, giving 37% in total. I know that 30% is 3 lots of 10%, so that's 3 lots of 20, which is 60. I know that 5% is 10, and I know that 2% is 2 lots of 1%, so 2 times 2, which is 4. And I can add all of them together to work out what 37% is. So 0, 0 and 4 is 4, 6 and 1 gives me 7, therefore 37% of 200 is 74. Now we're obviously all very fluent at maths and we'll have more facts than just 10, 5 and 1%, which we can use to help us get to our answers a little bit quicker. We also don't always have to work up towards our answer, we can also work our way down, and I'll show you this in these two examples. So to calculate 52% of 500, because I know 50% simply means a half, I can work out that straight away by doing 500 divided by 2, which is 250. Likewise, I know that 1% is 500 divided by 100, which is 5. So to get my 52% total, I'm going to want one lot of 50%, which is obviously 50%. I'm going to want two lots of 1%, which is my final 2%, which gives a total of 52%. I know that 50% is 250, because I've worked that out already. I know that 2% is two lots of 1%, so 2 times by 5, which is 10. If I add both of them together, 250 plus 10 is 260, which means 52% of 500 is 260. In this next example, instead of trying to work up to 95%, I can start off at 100%, which is my original amount, and work down to 95%. I know to do this, I need to take 5% away. So I'm going to start off by working out 10% of 600. That's 600 divided by 10, which is 60. I know that 5% is going to be half of this amount, which is 30. Now I can take this 5% that I've just worked out away from the original amount, that's 100%, to get to 95%, which is what I want. I know that 100% take away 5% is going to give me the 95% that I want. 100% is the original amount, which is 600, and 5% is 30, which I've just worked out. And if I subtract them, I get 570. Therefore, 95% of 600 is 570. So your first task is to work out the following percentages of amounts. You can either pause the video or you can download the worksheet from Show My Homework in the Resources to Help You section. Either way, you should make sure you show the steps of working out that you use in order to get your answer. You can pause the video now, and when you're ready for the answers, simply unpause. Here are your answers. Please check them very carefully against yours, and when you're happy that you've understood it all, you can move on to the next part of the video. So the next part of this video is going to look at percentage increase and decrease. To increase by a given percentage, you need to find the percentage of the amount that you want to increase by and then add it on to the original amount. So in this example I'm given, I'm asked to increase 400 by 35%. I need to start off by working out what 35% of 400 is. I could say that 10% of 400 would be 400 divided by 10, which is 40, and 5% is going to be half of this, which is 20. Now, in order to get 35%, I want 3 lots of 10%, that's going to give me 30%, and I want 1 5%, that gives me 35% in total. 3 lots of 10% means 3 lots of 40, so I know that 30% is going to be 120. I know that 5% was given to me, and that is 20, and when I add these together I get 0, 4 and 1, meaning that 35% of 400 is 140. Because I want to increase 400 by this 35%, I need to take my original amount of 400 and add 35% on. We know that 35% is 140. So if I work that out, we get 0, 4 and 5, meaning that increasing 400 by 35% gives me 540 as my answer. If, however, I'm asked to decrease by a given percentage, I need to find that percentage but subtract it from the original amount. In my example, I'm asked to decrease 700 by 40%. So the first thing I want to do is work out what 40% of 700 is. I can say that 10% of 700 would be 700 divided by 10, which is 70, and to get 40% I want 4 lots of this, so therefore 40% is 70 times by 4, which is 280. In order to decrease 700 by 40%, I need to take the original amount of 700 and take away 280 from it. So, working this out, 0 take away 0 is 0. In order to do the next part, I need to borrow, so 7 becomes 6, and I get 10 take away 8, which is 2. And lastly, 6 take away 2 is 4, meaning decreasing 700 by 40% gives me 420 as my answer. So what I'd like you to do is work out the answers to these percentage increase and decrease questions. The worksheet is attached to show my homework if you prefer printing it off, but it will require a lot of working out, which I expect to see in your maths books. You can pause the video now and have a go at these questions, and unpause when you're ready for the answer. Please remember that you shouldn't be using a calculator to help you work any parts of this out. Here are your answers. Please check these very carefully against what you've got, and if you have made any mistakes, go back and see if you can fix them. Make sure your work is either ticked or crossed, and once you've done this, take a photo and submit it to Show My Homework so I can see how you've got on with the work for today. If you are struggling to complete some of the work from today's lesson, then please do not hesitate to get in touch via comment on Show My Homework. I'll try to make myself as available as possible and get a reply to you as quickly as I can. If the issue requires a little bit more input from myself, I might ask to arrange a time to meet on Teams where I can give you some personalised help with that specific problem.